Welcome to CBSNews.com's special 2012 presidential preview. I'm senior political producer Rob Hendin. Jill Jackson joins us from Capitol Hill, and Brian Montopoli is here with me at the desk. Brian, let me start with you. We posted a pretty big analysis of the 2012 field. What is your takeaway? What's really happening with the Republicans?
Well, I mean, it's wide open. This is not a year where there is a designated frontrunner, really. I mean, there's a lot of people that could take this nomination, and there's a big split. You've got these social conservatives who are saying, pay attention to us. They're looking at people like Mike Huckabee. And then you've got the fiscal conservatives, the people who are more affiliated with the Tea Party movement. And that's getting a lot of energy. And so you've got these candidates who are trying to figure out, how do I win the social conservatives? How do I win the fiscal conservatives? Who do I need? So it's really, no one's really sure about the playing field. This is very different. Republicans traditionally have sort of had this next in line model for the presidency. That's sort of blown up now. No one really knows how to play. I mean, I think that's the reason we don't have candidates having announced yet. If you compare to 2008, by this point in the cycle, we had tons of candidates in the race. Obama and Hillary were already in the race, right? This time around, nobody's in. I think part of that has to do with the fact that nobody's quite sure what the field is going to look like, and so they're sort of all, playing coy and trying to figure out what's happening before they officially announce.
And Jill, I mean, we've talked about it, as Brian said, no one's really announced. So really, there's only one person who's announced, and that's an Atlanta talk show host who really will be and also ran. But none of the frontrunners have come out. Who do you handicap right now as a frontrunner in this race?
Well, the frontrunner who we think is actually running is Mitt Romney. He's got the name recognition from the 2008 campaign. He really never stopped campaigning after 2008. He has his Romney PAC, which he's one of the most prolific fundraisers of the candidates. He's got $800,000 cash on hand, plus his massive personal wealth. He has the real business credibility, having been a successful CEO and turned the Salt Lake City Olympics around as president. So he actually could give President Obama a run for his money. The question, though, is will he face the same questions that people raised in 2008 about his Mormon faith? And he's got that big Romney care problem, which his candidates who haven't even announced yet are attacking him for having passed a health care bill in Massachusetts that required everyone in that state to purchase insurance. When people see that as President Obama's most vulnerable issue, that's a real problem for Romney. We also have former Speaker Newt Gingrich. He's been on the ground in Iowa. He's one Iowa GOP official told us that you'd be hard pressed to find a candidate who's worked as hard as Newt Gingrich has in Iowa, going around, meeting the people, campaigning. But of course, he's going to have some problems with social conservatives in that state because he's been married 3 times. He's not necessarily that reliable conservative. And him being so out there on speeches and on Fox News Channel, he has a lot of gaffes and stances on issues like TARP that may come back to bite him in a campaign. My vote for the surprise possible front runner is Michelle Bachmann. She has everything that Sarah Palin has, that Tea Party energy, but she's still in office, which gives her a certain credibility. She also has fundraising appeal, and she's got that. She's not only an appeal to the Tea Party, she also has social conservative credibility. So I think she's really one to watch.
Yeah, I think you're right on Bachmann. It's interesting. One of the Tea Party officials told me that with Mike Pence, who didn't run, who a lot of people thought would, Bachmann could win that social and fiscal conservative kind of mantra, which could work. I wanted to ask you, Brian, about Romney. He won the New Hampshire straw poll a couple weeks back, which was kind of a surprise because he does have this health care problem. The other candidates, Tim Pawlenty, the former governor of Minnesota, it looks like he's running. He's got a book out. He's been working that, and he's really going to hit not only Obama but Romney on health care. How does Romney play the healthcare card and also try to become a real Republican but shy away from that?
I think he's trying to figure that out, and I don't think he has. I mean, Romney's known this has been a problem for about a year. We still don't have the Mitt Romney sort of unified theory of explaining away Romney care. And if we don't have it now, I mean, this is something that we should be looking at. This weekend, as you well know, is CPAC, the Conservative Political Action Conference, where it's a cattle call for all of these Republican candidates. A lot of them are going to be there. Now, Huckabee's not going to be there. Palin's not going to be there. But other than that, almost all of these guys are going to be there. And look for Romney to maybe make his case at CPAC. He's got all these activists, a lot of young activists, a lot of really sort of energized people. Maybe this is where Romney finally sort of lays down the gauntlet and says, you want to know how I'm going to explain this? This is how I'm going to explain it. And this is a real test for him. This is Romney's chance to say, okay, you guys, you know, you can trust me on this stuff. But Romney's got a real problem. I mean, frankly, Romney's not somebody that a lot of conservatives trust already by virtue of his relatively liberal record as Massachusetts governor. So now he's got to explain away another thing. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, but his speech at CPAC is going to be really important.
Another problem that Romney has is that there are two other candidates who have similar backgrounds to Romney. That's Tim Pawlenty and Mitch Daniels. Both, one is the current governor of Indiana, one is the former governor of Minnesota. Both have a fiscally conservative record as governors. They both are, well, you have in the case of Mitch Daniels, he's got this successful business background in pharmaceuticals, so that matches Romney. But neither of them have Romney care as thorns in their side. So Romney has to get beyond those two as well and make the case as to why he, even though he's got that Romney care issue, he's still the better candidate.
Yeah, and Romney also has this aura about himself. He looks presidential. Also, Senator John Thune is a possible contender who has that look, as is John Huntsman, who is resigning as the ambassador to China in this Obama administration. So Huntsman also, like Romney, comes from some sizable personal fortune, so he can self-finance a campaign, but he worked for Obama, so that's going to be an issue. And a lot of these folks will be in CPAC, as will Haley Barbour, the governor of Mississippi, and who just ran the Republican Governor Association, a very successful 2010 campaign. But hey, Jill, one thing, the big question, Brian mentioned Palin's not going to be here this weekend. What is happening with Sarah Palin? How does the rest of the field react to her indecisiveness? Because she's not really making a lot of waves on the ground in New Hampshire, a little bit in Iowa, but is she going to run?
I think that is the million-dollar question right now. I think, you know, she's obviously successful at fundraising. She's been working. She's got the national name recognition. She has all the infrastructure that she would need if she wanted to run. The big question is, would she be able to? Well, does she really want to give up what she has? What she has is this successful career as a commentator on Fox News. She's got her reality television show. She's able to come in and sort of weigh in on any debate she wants, and she makes news. She's got that notoriety already, and she's making money at doing it. So does she really want to give all that up to run for president? That's the big question, and I think that's what all the other candidates are watching as well.
Yeah, Brian.
On Palin, I mean, I have to say, I think Palin has gone, something may have switched with Palin. I think the Tucson speech, her reaction to the Tucson situation, where you had President Obama giving what I thought was a very well-received and sort of positive speech, and then Sarah Palin's speech with the blood libel thing, that didn't work very well. Then you have Bill Kristol of all people, who was a Palin booster, now saying, maybe I'm not that happy with her. Her negatives are up. I mean, Sarah Palin may be making a pragmatic decision not to run. The fact of the matter is, she is an incredibly divisive figure. And people used to say, oh, well, she could win a Republican primary, but she couldn't win a general. I don't think she can win a Republican primary, frankly. I mean, you see a lot of Republicans, they don't like Obama, and they want someone that can beat Obama. And they look at Sarah Palin, and they don't see that, and they're not sure about Sarah Palin at this point. So, I mean, she may run. I'm not saying she won't, but I think her smart advisors might be saying to her, you might want to take a second look at sticking with the good thing that you have.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think what's going to come out of CPAC this weekend is only consensus that everyone there hates President Obama and trying to figure out who can beat him. Brian and Jill, thank you very much. Thank you all for watching our special 2012 preview. Stay at cbsnews.com for all the latest developments throughout the political season. Thank you. Have a great day.